Hey guys, I am back with another part, and this is part, if I can remember right, this is part 7, and we're gonna go what we left off, and let's get to it. Scene break, and the wait, no, no. Okay, there. The next match was Sukamaru and Temari. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and this is gonna go like canon. So, anyway, scene break. It seems the Nara clan is the laziest and still strong, Yofi said. It is, Deku said. Ino was shouting and yelling at how she was going to kill Shikamaru for freeing. Scene break. In the Kage box, the 4 Kages were discussing the match. He's the most unmotive person I think I ever met, Celine said. Yes, but he's quite smart too. Think. He's a chonin material. He wasn't asked. He is, but I have liked to see more of what he can do, A said. The Rizukage just nodded. Scene break. Man, now that's lazy, Naruto said. It may look like it, but the Nara could in his chances and took the best route, Rio said. Well, you know tactics the best, Rio, Naruto said. Still, he just passed off Temari. He's going to die, Kankuro said. He pissed. Sorry. Anyways, Temari came up the stairs with a huge storm cloud over her head. She was enraged from how her match went. She was toyed with by the laziest person she had ever met. This was a blow she couldn't take, and she was going to take it out on someone. Kanko hid behind Gaara. He could feel Temari's anger, and he didn't want to be the target. He just hoped Gaara-san would protect him too. Naruto saw new courage the wind and walked towards Temari. He's going to die, Kanko said. Hey Temari, Naruto said. Temari tail green eyes snapped to Naruto, her friendly glare still burning. You did great job. You just got a crap match against the lazy ass in the world. Naruto then hugged her. Temari seemed to melt into Naruto's arms. She didn't know how he did it, but he calmed her down with a few words and a hug. She hugged Naruto back, making sure she passed herself quite easily against Naruto so he could feel her warmly again. Thank you, Naruto, she said into Naruto's ear. Shumui saw this and forward. Mika sighed and shook her head. She knew this was really going to be a trouble later on. Why does Naruto have to be such a nice guy, she thought. Kankuro looked around from behind Gaara. How is he alive? He thought. Scene break. The next match was Sumuri and Gaara. Sumuri and Gaara made it to the field and looked at each other. Sumi knew that with Gaara being the Shiriki, that meant she needed to be more on guard. Gaara had more chakra than her and could easily outlast her if spamming with Naruto sparring with Naruto in the past was many instrument. She needed to finish this quick. Yeah. Ready? And then asked. Shomi and Gaara nodded. Alright, begin. Shomi jumped back and performed some hand signs and fired off a blast of lightning. A wall of sand stopped the attack. It's going to take more than that, Gaara said. Oh, I know that, Shomi said. Then try this, Gaara said. Soon sand made into fists came flying out. Sumui dodged them all, but they were getting faster and faster that she having trouble. She then did some quick hand signs and lightning flared off against the sand fist. Gaara stopped his attack and began his next step of his plan. He struck into the sand, making Sumui on the edge, as she did her best to sense where Gaara would be coming from. He's so in tune with the earth that it's hard to pinpoint where he is, Sumui thought as she kept her eyes and ears open. Gaara then rose from the ground to grab Sumui, but she jumped just a matter of seconds from being captured. She held a smoke bomb down and the ground to give her a chance to escape. Smoke covered the area. Scene break. Man, this is a interesting fight, Rio said. It is. Sumui is not to underestimate Gaara at all, Naruto said. What do you think of her next move is? Mika asked. Not sure, Naruto said. Meanwhile, with the other two Sand siblings, have you seen Gaara go easy on anyone? Kankuro asked. She is friends with and Naruto taught him that friends don't hurt each other other than necessary. He only is going to capture her, Temari said. Scene break. In the stands. Aw, man, why is all this smoke? Kiba grunted. A very smart move. She got away to can regroup. Kunai said. Yes, she is very resourceful one, Yofi said. Makes you wonder what's going to happen next, Asuma said. I just want the smoke gone. Where's the action? Nico and Ko said. Scene break. Back on the field, the smoke finally cleared. Sumui was on the side of the wall. So she'd be safe from any attacks from Gaara. Gaara was standing there with his arms folded, waiting for Sumui lean off the wall and charge in. Everyone looked at her like she was a crazy since they saw the wall of sand had put up before to defend himself. But as Sumui hit the wall of sand, it turned out to be lightning clone. The real Sumui came out of nowhere, it seemed, but she had a low power genjutsu to disguise herself. She came in swinging her sword. It cut through Gaara, but he could just sand clone. Sumui was surprised by this, and before she could react, her legs were captured with sand. She struggled to get out, but she knew she was stuck. Give up? Gaara said as he appeared from the underground. He had a perk made for sand emit at Sumui's neck. Sumui sighed and forfeit. Winner, Gaara, Mika said. Scene break. Everyone was surprised by this. Wow, now that was an interesting match. Hideko said. But it wasn't very exciting, Yofi pouted. Yeah, it wasn't, Inko said with a pout on her face. It seemed Inko and Yofi had bonded during the match. They were sharing a huge clutch of dono between themselves. Kunai wasn't sure about the whole bonding thing at all. Scene break. In the Kage booth, the four village leaders discussed the results. Sanui is quite talented. She just had a bad hand to defend it to her. Celine said. I agree. Sanui showed great tactics. A said. And what about Gaara? Who isn't asked. He's shown skill and tactics as well. I think he's worthy of a tuning, Celine said. I agree, A said. The Wizard Kage said nothing, even though they were discussing his own son, Timbre. I feel sorry for Samui. She had a uphill champ, Mika said. Yes, but she gave it her best effort, Rio said. Naruto said nothing as he was preparing himself for his own match. Scene break. Next match. Mika Uzumaki versus Doso. Now forget it. Versus Doso. Mika jumped down and was ready to fight, but Doso was never shown. They waited a amount of time. And Nisho was disqualified. Mika for it since she was ready to find, but had moved on without a fight. She got back up and considered in the box. Naruto hugged her. Don't worry, you have an opponent next time, Naruto said. Yeah, and this gives you a better chance. You are fully rested unlike your opponent might be, Rio said. Thanks, guys, Mika said with a smile. The next match, Naruto Uzumaki versus Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto leaped down and no sign of Sasuke. Scene break. I do hope this isn't a problem. I was looking forward to this match, A said. Yes, I was. So was I, Celine said. Ambu, find Kakashi, who wasn't said. Scene break. Oh man, another? Come on, Inko whined. Yeah, I want to see Naruto beat the shout out of the Uchiha, Yofi grunted. What makes you think Naruto will win? Asuma asked. Easy. Naruto is the top genin of Whirlpool. He is the best in all areas and has been known to spar against a Chonin in the village and opposing Jonin, Yofi said. You let a genin spar against a Chonin in a Chonin in a Jonin? Kunai asked, shocked. Of course, it's only the way we of new Whirlpool think will help our shinobi get stronger. They face someone stronger than them. It's not only gives the genin knowledge of facing a stronger opponent, but also gives lessons to the Chonin and Jonin, Hideko said. Plus, we make sure it doesn't go too far anyway, Yofi said. What kind of lessons? Asuma asked. Never estimate your opponent no matter the level. Jonin are still compatible shinobi after all. When it comes to fighting in field rank means nothing. Field rank means nothing, Hideko said. The Jonin and the special Jonin had to agree with that. They understood that even a genin can cause trouble for expensive shinobi since they use taxes that the expensive ones would forgot. And expensive shinobi are more set in their ways than the younger ones. The Genin among them just look confused. Scene break. It's been an hour and he still hasn't shown. I think this is the ground of disqualification. The Uchiha disqualified the Uchiha, A said. I agree. For him to have a nerve to be this late shown, he's not ready to responsibly be a Genin a tuning, Celine said. Give him a bit more time. I'm sure he will show, the Kazukage said. I say no. He doesn't deserve it for making us wait this long, A said. Celine just nodded. What about if he loses his chance to up opponent but he still gets to fight? The Kazukage adjusted. No way. He's lost that right to. For being tardy and making us wait for him, Celine said. I agree. He is a shinobi and has to learn to be on time, no matter if he's a Genin or Jonin, A said. But so many people have come out to see the Uchiha fight, the Kazakage commented. It's not our fault that he failed to show. He can only blame himself for that, A said. Yes, the Uchiha shouldn't be given any kind of fortune at all. He just another shinobi in the ranks, Celine said. He was inside, but he could see the point Celine and A was making. He mentioned the Anbu and whispered in their ears. The Anbu nodded and swift away. Scene break. Naruto was sitting there, watching, and as he waited, he had nothing better to do, really. Hitakai was bored, and then the Anbu showed and whispered into his ear and nodded. Sasuke Uchiha is disqualified for not showing. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki, the Jonin said. There was outrage from the crowd who were Sasuke's supporters. They booed and jeered. Naruto just sorted back up to the box. Well, that was luck, sir, he said to his team. I agree, but a wise decision by the Kages. The Uchiha didn't deserve even a fight if he doesn't even show up on time, Ryo said. Tell that to the crowd, Kankuro said. Scene break. Sakura and Ino were part of the shouting. They can't do that, Sakura shouted. Yeah, Sasuke should be able to fight. They can't disqualify him, Ino said. They just did. Now shut up, Yofi grunted as she unleashed her kunai on the two fangirls. This punted them, but they glared at Yofi, who then brushed a huge-ass mint granner like sword. You got something to say? Yofi asked in a very sweet tone. Oh, sorry. Sakura and Nino turned around and were like statues. Inko looked at Yofi like she found a kind spirit. That she has shown he's not ready to be a chonin for not even showing up for his own match at all, Hideko said. I agree, Asuma said. Kurenai nodded. Scene break. There was an instrument to get ready for the next round. The next round matches would be defined by name being drawn out. Hiruzen stood up as he came to the end. The next match shall be, Hiruzen said, as he drew out a name, Gaara, and his opponent will be. He pulled out other names. Naruto Uzumaki. The both Churnikis looked at each other and then nodded. They give this match their all. They appeared on the ground, and just as the match was going to begin, a trophy of leaves appeared. Are we late? Kakashi asked. As a matter of fact, you got your student disqualified. I see. Well, it's not really my fault this time. Sasuke wanted to put more training and couldn't find him. Kakashi said as he rubbed the back of his neck. He was telling the truth this time since he went to get Sasuke but couldn't find him at all and had to look over to find him. Whatever, Kakashi. Can you and your student leave so I could begin the next match? I said, I'm an Uchiha. They can't do this to me. Sasuke scared. I really don't care who you are, Genin. You were disqualified due to being no show for your match. Next time, be on time. Sasuke glared. Leave the field, Uchiha. You're not only disqualifying, you're not embarrassing yourself, but your village with your behalfer. Gaara said, yeah, we got a match to start and you holding us up, Naruto said, adding his tone 2 cents. Okay, Sasuke glared at Naruto and pushed Kakashi's hand off his shoulder and charged at Naruto. He was going to show Naruto who was stronger, but before he could even get close to Naruto, his feet got stuck. He looked down and saw there was sand wrapped around his ankles. The Uchiha struggled to get out, but he could barely move an inch. You have already described yourself and your village for not showing up, and now you're making it worse by attacking Shinobi who is related to the Kusanai Uzukage. Without a reason, you should start a war with New Whirlpool for your actions, Gaara said. Release me! I am Uchiha! Sasuke ground. No, Gaara said calmly. Sasuke struggled as he tried harder to get himself free from the sand. However, that everyone was watching the scene. Kakashi, please take your student before he disgrace you himself and Konoha even more than he already is, Naruto said. Kakashi sighed and nodded. He grabbed Sasuke and after making sure he had a firm up grip on the Uchiha, he nodded to Gaara to release his hold and then vanished from them. Well, now that little counter is over, let's get to this match started, Naruto said as he cracked his knuckles. Yes, let's do it. Let's get to it, Gaara said. Hunai looked at the two and nodded. Second round of the Chunin exam is ready. Commented. The match is between Gaara and Naruto Uzumaki. Begin! Gaara stand off by hitting sand-made spears at Naruto. Naruto dodged them all and went through hand signs and created a sword made out of water and hacked and smashed through all the sand spears. Scene break. Incredible! I've never seen a jutsu like that before, Asama said. Yeah, the brat can go, Enko said. Of course he's good. He's a Uzumaki and they are some of the best, Yofi said proudly. Kakashi and Sasuke arrived and Kakashi pounded Sasuke right between his two fangirls. Sasuke was angry with his new solution and tried to leave, but with Sakura and Ino on either side of him, it's hard. They were smoothing him, and all he could do was glare down at the field, knowing that he should be done there fighting Naruto, not Gaara. Troublesome. That's why I'm bald to I could shook him Shikamaru said as he watched the match. Oh come on, Shikamaru, this is totally awesome. I just wish I was down there and I would show them who's the top dog really is. Oh my god, Kiba said. Don't you get it, you butt-headed to you by Naruto in your match? Tenten asked with a smirk. Kiba grunted at this. Hey, cheer up, kind of breath. This is good. Hey, cheer up, dog breath. I just made that up. Dog breath. You got that fear in your first tuning exams, Yofi said. What did you call me? Kiba asked. I called you a discult breath. Because it sounds right, since that what you breathe smells like. Breath smells like. Yofi said like it was the most obvious thing in the world. Kiba growled and looked really ready to attack Yofi. Kiba, have you been eating those dog biscuits again? I told you, they're for Ninken, not for you, a teenage girl with her brown hair and marks on her face. Hey, Ami, grab a seat, Rinko said, smiling at the newcomer. Nomi, Hame smiled and she sat down. This Hame, my new best friend, Yofi. She's so awesome, Rinko gasped. Hane looked shocked that Nico behaved and looked to the kunai for example. From the looks, the female Unzakai was getting from the genjutsu mask. She saw this that was true, mainly since Nukai looked like she was getting a measure. Hanaba looked back at Nico, who was looking at Shofi like Shofi was her Indo. Yofi, meanwhile, was laughing her ass off since Kiba actually eat dog biscuits. Why, dog? Why do you do that? Why? Oh my god. Okay, anyways, scene break. Back to the match. Gaara and Naruto's blade made of water and threw Naruto back with a huge fist made of sand. Naruto skipped back, but then stood up, breathing a little hard, but wasn't hard barely at all. You got him better, Gaara complimented. Yeah, well, I knew I me too, Naruto said as he wimped his mouth. But before they could go into another feeders, floated down cause everyone in the stem to fall asleep except for those shinobi again through the break out of it. Soon were healing. Shit! The evasion! Naruto grunted since he was getting into the match. He and Gaara jumped up and they were met with Temari, Kankuro, Shimui, Karai, and Omui. What are our orders, Naruto? Rios asked. Scene break. In the Kage booth, an explosion went off. The Kusakaze revealed himself to be Orochimaru. The snake Sunning was so confident that his plan should still work even with all the hub clips and glitches it had. He grunted Hiruzen, all of the uppercuts glitch, and he then pulled him up. Sulin and A followed up, and soon the three Kages locked inside a barrier. The Anbu and Celine and 8 guards stood outside, not sure what to do. Scene break. Meanwhile, there was a fight breaking out all over the Sumui, as well as outside too, with Saunin attacking as well as Sona Nin too. The Joni were fighting. Yeah, now this is awesome. Yofi shouted as she put out a big ass sword. she oh my god. Yofi shouted as she pulled out a big ass sword. It was twice as big as herself from one of her schools. She then laughed in miracle as she swung it around like it weighed nothing. Inko had stars in her eyes. Inko sighed and shook his head. Hideku sighed and shook his head as he took down another two, Zaunin. The Konoha joined in with Guy already challenging Kakashi to see how many opponents which can take out. However, Guy remarked about his score. Kakashi would one-up him, which meant the green jumpsuit wearing Jonin shouted about something, then declared his flames of youth he took on the enemy nin. So guys, I think this is where I'm gonna end it. So I see you guys in the next part, and yeah, like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next part. Bye bye.